Good afternoon, everyone. Res Radio's live on the air today. We're out at the Chauvin Casino Hotel, and we're here with Michael Tindore. Michael, you're running for Fort Hall Business Council. So can you tell us why you decided to run?
Yes. So my name is Michael Allen Tindore Sr. I'm a Chauvin tribal member, born in Pocatello, raised on this reservation, lived here my entire life, and honestly, this is the place that raised me, and so I want to be able to give back, but I also see that there is a need for our people.
Reconnect. Continue.
Okay, yeah, and so some of the bigger issues that I've seen right now is that we have two vulnerable groups right now, and those are two of our biggest resources on this reservation, our youth and our elders. And I feel like there's not a lot of support for our youth, not a lot of things for structure for them to do outside of the school hours, and also once they hit graduation, a lot of our kids they're not always wanting to go to college, and that's not for everybody. And so I feel like that we need to be starting to get our kids ready for, to be able to work and go into the workforce or to start their own businesses, and to get them just ready to live in the
Okay. And we're back with Michael again. This is Res Radio Live, and so if it keeps going off and on, that's our great signals out at the hotel. That's why we sit in the lobby, try to get a little bit better reception for the phone here. So, Michael, you were talking about the kids, what I think, and so we're back again. So pick up where you left off, Mike.
Yeah, so just I feel like we need to get our kids ready for life outside of school once they don't have that mandated structure, to get them ready for the future, for whatever they want to do, if they want to go into the workforce, or if they want to start their own business, or if they're going to college too. We just need to get them ready, some life skills, more going back to just getting them ready for real life. And then also I feel like our elders too, these are our people, these are our knowledge holders, our language speakers. These are the reason why we are here. They're the people that had the forethought to be able to provide a lot of the things that we do have now. And so I feel like we need to get more protection for our elders and support for our elders, and also our youth.
Michael, I forgot to do this at the very beginning. Okay. Introduce yourself in the traditional Shoshone and Bannock way, which is who you are, who your parents are, the traditional way. So introduce yourself to the people, please.
Okay. Yeah, so Nananiha, Michael Allen Tindore Sr. Na Bia is Stella Miller Mendez. Na Uppa is Alan Richard Tindore Jr. And my mother's side is the Levatas from Fort Hall, Shoshone people. And on my father's side, it is the Osborns and Dixies that we come from. And their homeland, originally the Tindores were out in Income. That's what we have a pretty strong ties to that area as well. And so, yeah, I'm related to so many people here on the reservation, like so many of our other tribal members. It's a big responsibility for me I want to be able to support our people that way, because I feel like this is who raised me, and I have a responsibility for our tribes and our future, and not just my children, but all the children on the reservation, to provide something more for them. And there's so many great things about our reservation, but I feel like there is some things that we're missing and that we need. And honestly, I just want to be a leader that is able to be accountable, to be transparent, and that is responsible and works hard for our people and is available. And
you saw the INL program that we have at Chauvin High School. You teach there, right?
I'm actually in administration at the Chauvin High School, and yes, I was formerly a substitute teacher there, and yes, I'm very well aware of the INL program and so many of the benefits. And that's one of the great programs that we do have at the school. And we also have a CNA program. Some of these career technical educational type CTE programs I feel like are awesome, and that's sort of the path I feel like a lot of our students will go towards, more of the workforce, to be ready to work right once they're out of high school. And so I think those are awesome programs, and I feel like we just need more of those, and we need more support for some of our kids that are not at Chauvin School to be able to get those type of programs. And so I think those are some really great programs.
lot of what your job is going to be is building consensus above amongst other council members. How are you going to do that?
I feel like I have a pretty strong ability to work with others, to be able to compromise that sometimes, but also stand my ground when, I feel like our people really, their voice needs to be heard. And so I think working with our other fellow councilmen, working together and continuously just ensuring that they all understand that any type of decision we're making is for our people, and that our people come first, and that we're, as leaders, if I was elected as leaders, we need to hold ourselves as the foundation and not look down on our people. We need to be able to do what's right for our people, and I would feel like I could advocate for our people, and I've done that in the past. Obviously, we need a consensus when it comes to council decisions, and so I think just working with them and trying to get that buy-in from them, and I feel like I have a sense of knowing how to get that done.
Okay, this medium we're talking on today, as you know, we actually did have a real res radio at one time.
Yes.
But then, of course, we don't have that now.
Yes.
Communications is the key. How do you feel? First of all, I want to let you know that Melanie Twain says, we love Michael. He's a wonderful leader. He's great for our community. So thank you for the comment. They do pop up as we're doing these live shots. So I just wanted to acknowledge Melanie and her statement. So anyway, tell me, what is your first goal when you get on the Fort Hall Business Council?
First goal, I feel like, is to start meeting with a lot of our departments, especially these programs that are directly under council, a lot of our 638 programs, meeting with those department heads and seeing what type of work they're doing, what stage they're in some of these projects, and if they're not doing some of the things that especially our people in our community are wanting and expecting, then just to push for these programs to hold them accountable to get some of this stuff moving, and if they are in a certain stage where they are implementing a lot of these things that our people are wanting, then to bring that back to our people and let them know. So I feel like just to get a good sense of what our departments are doing, especially I attended the BIA meeting in the Tribal Council Center for the Justice Center, and I feel like that's something that our community really does care about and feels concerned about, and that's one of the departments I feel like we need to meet with and talk to and see, what type of
let me ask you a question. If it's necessary, are you going to vote to reorganize the court?
I believe if it's necessary, absolutely. And from what the BIA Northwest, the consultant group that they had over there at the chambers on, I believe it was Tuesday, they were going to do an assessment and provide that feedback to the council. And I think that was where we need to listen to the people's voices and make sure that's heard, because I heard a lot of concerning things, and I feel like also a lot of us are dealing with some of those issues, maybe not in the same level of intensity, but they are, we all are sharing these same issues, maybe not directly, but through a family member or, somebody else in the community. So we all are affected, no matter what. So I believe in listening to our people and making sure their voices are heard. And if I am elected and I'm trusted with their vote and trusted to be part of council, I feel like I owe it to our people to be able to listen to them and implement what they suggest, not my opinions. I do have opinions, and sometimes it does correlate with a lot of what our other people are thinking. So I feel like the people's voice needs to be heard, and that's why we're put on council, is to be able to be that voice for the people. And I would absolutely, definitely ensure that my vote would be for